And you are praying in your living room because you thought that was your secret place. And you are praying in your kitchen because you thought that's the only place where you're alone and you can cook and pray. But he was never talking about that. He was talking about keep quiet and hear the voice from the inside begin to speak. And that is the 7. The 7 is when you learn to keep quiet. When you learn to be silent. When Rachel is dead. My house, I still hear it. My car, my children. Those are your 6 soul ties, not his. He was on the cross and he said, this is your mother, that's your son. I have nothing to do with you. That's why Elijah, when he was throwing the mantle on Elisha still said, can I go and say goodbye to my parents? He said, I've got nothing to do with you and your family. That's not my story. I came for the purpose. I was not born for my family. I was born for his family. When Rachel died along the way, then he was called Benjamin. Then he was called Benjamin. We are talking about 70 First Nations. Do you know why we have so much of a mixture in terms of understanding what is going on in this time and season? You know why there's so much of quaking and shaking? Because it's the Father shaking and quaking things. And I'm going to tell you why he's doing it. So we came into this year and the house celebrated its 48th anniversary. And I was saying, God, what are you talking about? And he says, go back and find the 4, because the 4 has to do with the talit, it has to do with the door. And the 4, which is the door, has to do with 4 posts. Just like your hooper. 4 posts. So there's Elijah and Elisha. And you're about to move from a living being to a life-giving spirit. You're about to move from one dimension to another dimension. You're about to move from one age into another age. You're about to move from what you knew as chronos, time, kairos, time, pluros, time, into kainos, time. See, because your whole life we were taught about pluros, about a fullness. But the kainos speaks about the age to come. It's about the new Jerusalem. That's why the man was standing with the angel and he asked the angel a question. The angel said, no, I am from South Africa and I'm on my way to the New Jerusalem. I'm from South Africa. He didn't say anything else. He spoke about a direction. He said, I'm moving from one direction and I'm moving into another dimension. He didn't say I'm moving in a direction. He didn't say I'm going to Jerusalem in Israel. He said I'm on my way to the New Jerusalem, which passed time and space and dispensation. And the word dispensation means a house of rules or a house of law. He says, I'm moving from one house of rules and law. I'm moving from one system of an age into a new Jerusalem. I'm moving from this place and I'm walking now as the Christ person on the earth. But he said it was an angel, and an angel is a voice. And so we began to work with the voice of the Spirit, because the voice of the Spirit has to do with the feast of Rosh Hashanah. And the whole thing is that his coming is going to happen as a manifestation of the feast of Rosh Hashanah. In other words, there's going to be a trumpet and there's going to be a shout. Yes. In other words, there's going to be a trumpet, which is a people who are a voice and a sound. And there's going to be a shout, which is a voice of an apostolic people, a governmental people, an ecclesia. And when that two come together, we will see the kingdom of God manifest on the earth. So what I'm saying is this, is that you're moving from your 7. You are now moving from your 7. Because they moved past Gilgal, which was a stone, right? And from Gilgal they went to Bethel, right? Which was a built house. From Bethel they went to Jericho, which meant that it was fortified. And from the fortification they went to Jordan, which means that you're moving from your ascendant position to your descending position, where you manifest in the kingdom in the earth. That was the 4, but the 8 was where I was. The 8 has to do with this. We were told that 8 is the number of new beginnings. But to the Hebrew people, The 8 has to do with grace. So we thought it was about our 5 senses. But they began to help me understand this, is that when you go into the Paleo Hebrew, the 8 has to do with the tent. Which means that you are, I'm just going to cut it short like that. I'm going to say it like this here, straightforwardly. Which means that you're moving from this place of the inside. So when you learned to be still, when you learned his voice, when you came to a place where you are in tune, because you can't be a trumpet that makes an unclear sound. And in order to become a clear sound, you got to have an ear that is in tune. And you can only have an ear that is in tune when you learn to listen. And you can only learn to listen when you are quiet. So from your place of where it is in quietness and in trust, you will draw from the wells of salvation. You came into the depth of the place inside of your being. And now it is time to come to the 8th place, where it's from the inside it begins to manifest on the outside. And that's why he said that he will pour out your spirit upon all flesh, and not on your spirit and not on your soul, but he said on your flesh. And that's why he said on the day of Pentecost they saw fire and they heard the sound of the wind, because the fire had to do with your bones, to redeem the place where your blood is created. Because Jeremiah said your word was like fire shut up in my bones. So you move from a place where the fire came to redeem the DNA that was in your bones, because your bones were creating what was flowing through your veins, and the voice of the blood of Adam and Eve was so loud. That's why you were still walking with a confused sound. But when the fire came into your bones, the fire came and redeemed your blood. And the Bible says in the book of Titus that the spirit of regeneration and renewal was at work in you from the inside. But now it's time for it to manifest on the outside. He said that when Moses went up into, that when he came down, they could not look upon him. It says when Jesus went up into, he was transformed and they could not look at him. But he says, let your light so shine brightly before men, that they may glorify your Father who is in heaven. And so we thought that manifesting light was about you talking about Jesus. But there's a difference between talking and shining. It's both frequency. It's both frequency, but it's 2 different dimensions. Because sound is frequency slowed down. But light is for God. To walk with him, that is the principle. But what we did not know was this, that the Father had been working something out, because the apostle had an encounter where she saw a woman named Esther Fleece, and in her encounter this woman came to her and said, in the last meeting you had the breath of God, you had the breath of God, but in this meeting I hear the Lord say, now what are you going to do with the breath of God? It is a place of moving, where he said that the first Adam was a living being, but the second Adam became a life-giving spirit. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You were walking with your mother in an Adam place, and you shifted from an Adam place to becoming a Christ person on the face of the earth, because he's the firstborn of many. We are being conformed to his likeness. You understand what I'm saying? God was looking for a people who are going to bear his name on the face of the earth. Because he didn't say pray in the name of Jesus because you wrote out a prayer and you signed it with the name of Jesus in the end, as though you were writing a letter saying yours faithfully Jesus. No. The Hebrew principle is that you will stand inside of the name. So that what they would do is that they would stand and begin to release the gematria, the tetragram, the Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, and they begin to release it as in Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, which are the 4 pillars of the name of God. But what happens is in the name Yeshua is that there's a shin in between, and the shin is a symbol of man. So if you are the shin in the center of the name, and you are releasing the name. In other words, if there's a sound in you that resonates with the identity of God, that means that wherever you begin to go, the manifestation of His name is made known. That is where you pray. That is when you speak in His name. Because prayer is not just about asking God for something, but you are moving from a place of where you ask Him for things to a positioning of where you speak things in existence, because you are working from a position inside of His name. And whatever you decree in His name, it is established. Esther 8:8 says that write a decree in the name of the king and seal it with the king's seal. A seal is your name. A seal is your identity. So for many parts of our walk, God walked with us in a place where we were ignorant in our understanding. But He's bringing us to a place of maturity. And I want to take it here. From that place of that name, that is the whole thing with the Esther took her to India. And in India, the whole assignment was to go to a place that was called the Valley of Dry Bones. But the question was asked is, what are you going to do with the breath? So He said, Son of man, prophesy to the wind and tell it to enter. Tell it to enter. What's happening now is that since April, never was it seen what was seen in this season. Since the day when Christ came in the flesh on the earth. When the Star of David, which has been worked out, and what they've come to understand was that the Star of David was the planet Jupiter, which is called the Star of Bethlehem, which is called the Star of Melchizedek, or the Order of Melchizedek. Understanding what I'm saying? So what happened was that when it passed through Virgo, and what they're saying was this, was that Virgo speaks about the Virgin, and it's passed through her womb, and it passed a star that was called the King's Star in that day, which is Regulus. And that's when it passed that star, when it came through the womb down the birth canal within that particular constellation of Virgo, when it passed through, it came past through Virgo, and it came past, and it circled Regulus, or Regulus circled it, and that's when Christ was born. So in other words, what was said was this, was that it was the sign, and that's how the wise men from the east were able to understand that a king was about to be born in Bethlehem, because the stars were speaking it. So what's happened now is that Jupiter has showed up again in the womb of Virgo, and is going down the birth canal, and by this year, September, October, you are talking about it passing Pictus, which is not the King's Star, but it is the first fruit star. So what God is helping us to understand is that in this season, Christ came in that season, but now the sons will manifest as firstborns in this season. The ecclesia of God is about to manifest on the face of the earth. And what happened was, as soon as that information was passed to me, I quickly went to Hubble. But when I brought up Jupiter, Jupiter showed, but it showed with a spot of red on it. When I looked up what it looks like when a seed is conceived at the moment of conception, at the moment of conception, blood is formed. And the exact picture that I saw with Jupiter, I saw on the ovary just pop up just like that. And so what happened was is that the moment of conception was in Passover, because this was all happening in Passover. Passover is the feast of the blood. But the word that came was that in Passover, the blood will mix with the fire, and there will be a crowning that takes place in the Passover. And so what happened was, your whole life you were chasing the feast, but the feast is now chasing you. When Pentecost moved into Passover, and Tabernacles has come into Pentecost, where instead of celebrating an engagement, you have come to a wedding. We didn't invite you to an engagement. We invited you to the wedding. We didn't invite you to the engagement. We invited you to the wedding, because you already made your vows. But now it's time to pay your vows. David said, I will go to the house of the Lord and I will honor my vow. I will honor my vow. We have come to the place where your whole life, you need to understand that Adam in the garden was breathed into. And so he had his own Pentecost kind of experience. But then on Mount Sinai, fire was released. And fire came dancing in front of the people, and they were asked to make a vow. They were asked to sign a ketubah, a marriage contract with God. A marriage ketubah in the Hebrew principle is made up of 10 expectations that the bride will give to the groom and the groom will give to the bride. But they had no expectation of him, because he came as a fulfillment to them of all things. And so the fire came dancing in front of their faces. You will not have any other gods before me. You will not have any image. You will not have any image. And so we, in our understanding, have images where we call him fire. We have images where we call him a Lion of Judah. We have images where we call him a lamb slain. We have images where we call him a wind. We have images where we likened him to things. But the Bible says in the book of Colossians that they were all types and they were shadows, but the substance was Christ. And so we move from a place where we liken him to anything, and we come to understand him and know him as spirit and as the fullness of all things. He's our Father. He's our Father. He's our Father. He's not an animal in the jungle. He's not an animal in the storm. He's not a fire on a blind. He's not the wind blowing the trees. He's our Father. He's our Father. He's our Father. He's our Father. That's why at the sixth seal, they were crying under the altar, how long will they still walk with you in an image? How long will they still walk with you along the way? They are still on the way. That's why they don't know Benjamin, because they're still on the way. But the stone of your understanding, the Goliath, is about to roll away. It's your soul that wants to liken him to this, because you still want to look for a concept instead of moving to the precept of God. It's because you came out of your mother's womb and someone told you that. Someone told you, a voice came from outside, like a voice came from the outside in the garden. There was a voice from the outside that spoke to her. She didn't look for the voice on the inside. That's why the Hebrew scholars, they teach this. They say that a voice came from the north, so everybody ran to the north. They heard a voice again in the south, so everybody ran to the south. So you started running after prophets. So you started running after people who are powerful. They heard a voice in the east and they ran. They heard one place with one accord. The word accord has to do with a sound, being in tune. So when I'm in tune with Auntie Hazel and I don't have its and isn't, I'm still not looking at this and that, because that's still Rachel. And Rachel is dead. Rachel is dead. It's you who decide whether or not you are turn around. She's dead. You can entertain a thought, because the thing is coming from outside. But you are supposed to be inside. One, he is joined to the Lord with one spirit with Christ. Just be the word. Be Christ. Be Christ. Let this day, as we walk out of this place, be a place where we understand that we are not our own and we're not ourselves. We are not ourselves. We are him. I bless you with that in the name. Hallelujah.